Right then, it's a quick walk around video for a truly exceptional Honda Civic. This is a SE Plus Tourer petrol automatic 15 plate car, 2015. Car's covered just 20,000 miles from new, so it really is amazing ownership and history. It's been beautifully maintained as well. Car, yeah, as you'd expect, is in lovely condition. The front of the car, lights and lenses, clear, intact, without any cracks or condensation. Bonnet, again, absolutely spotless. Can't see a stone chip anywhere. Not to say there isn't a microscopic one somewhere, I'm sure. Near side of the car, absolutely mirror smooth on the panels. Near side front alloy, really nice. Panel work, exceptionally clean. Side rear alloy again, super condition. My favourite angle as always for the Tourers, the rear 3/4. I just think it's still a really striking looking estate car. Tourer in Honda's language. And on the back, very nice indeed. Offside, driver's side, again absolutely mirror smooth there. Offside of alloy, again lovely. Remaining panel work, absolutely fantastic on the car. Final alloy again in lovely condition. As I said, I'm not sure with the magnifying glass you'll find something, but in all honesty, it's very clean indeed. Let's come to the boot area. Absolutely enormous boot, and it looks pretty much like new. Video doesn't do justice. It's beautifully clean. Let's come into the back. Wide open rear doors, loads of room in the back, and upholstery and carpeted areas. Again, in absolutely beautiful condition. Coming on the front, full set of original Honda mats in the car. Passenger seat again, absolutely super condition. Finally coming on the driver's side, the door card nice and clean. Same with the footwell areas, so I think it makes it all look a bit weird. And driver's seat again, in super condition there. Inside the car now, as you'd expect, the dashboard looks pretty much like new. It's in beautiful condition. What a stunning interior it is. Across this main dash binnacle, I mean, that is, in my eyes, the best dash display you'll find anywhere in its class. There are no warning lights on the car, of course. If I come up here, hopefully you can see 20,763 miles. Whilst I'm in this position, there you are, rear parking camera working exactly as intended. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and walnut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a quite exceptional car really. This is a Honda Civic 1.8 SE Plus automatic, and it's the Tourer or estate car. Car's registered WK15JUA. What makes this car stand out is the mileage, 20,763. Quite exceptional. The reason we do the videos, by the way, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's looking at the car online, they get to see the actual car in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is really simple. We've been to see loads of cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out, unfortunately, there's a problem with the car which shows up as soon as you drive it. So that's why we do it. Also done on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is obviously it'll be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, being very well looked after, and with such low mileage you'd expect it to drive well, and of course it does. It drives absolutely beautifully. Engine starts instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. Honda have for decades been building the best four-cylinder engines in the world, and this one is a classic example of why. Everyone knows they're tough and reliable. You know, what they don't realise is they are the most reliable engines in their class, and the longest lasting, so they are beautifully engineered. They're also cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to worry about on them. But more than that, it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's smooth, it's very quiet, it's keen to go when you want it to. but it's tractable. It's just a lovely, lovely unit. But when you do put your foot down, you get the lovely kind of induction noise, but also it's got a sweet edge to the engine. Really, really lovely kind of. You just know it's something that's been engineered very well. It's patently obvious. Engine then feeds through into the auto gearbox, which is a very good match for the engine. Obviously, Honda have chosen the ratios to kind of extract the best out of the engine, both in terms of economy and performance. So there's a compromise between the two, obviously. The gear changes on the move are very slick indeed. You can hardly feel it engage. And again, like the engine, the gearboxes are noted as being incredibly tough and long-lasting. Notwithstanding that, having said that, you should always do the same check on any automatic gearbox that you drive. Just make sure that when you drive the car, the gear changes are smooth, and these are perfect in that sense. But in some ways, more importantly, when you're stationary, especially when it's warm, when you put it into drive or reverse, it shouldn't go with a great clonk or thunk. And again, in every way, this one's absolutely spot on. Then we come to the steering and chassis of the car, which has always been my favourite part of this car. It is a lovely car to drive. In essence, people buy these, for a reliable estate car with lots of room, great for the families. But there's also a happy, percentage of people out there who still really enjoy their driving. It does the fundamentals brilliantly. It rides very comfortably. It's going to get you and your family from A to B, in supreme comfort for this type of car. But what it also offers, unlike so many of its competitors who do that side of it, reasonably well, is when you come to corners, you've got steering which is beautifully weighted. It's got a kind of a heavy feel to it, but not heavy at all, if you know what I mean. It's weird. It feels so secure, pinpoint accurate, works perfectly with the chassis. They're dialed in together absolutely beautifully. The steering also, by the way, exhibits absolutely no vibrations at this speed, or certainly any speed up to the legal limit. I always do this when I'm going around a corner, and it tracks absolutely dead straight as well. Suspension on the car, again, as I said, the ride comfort is fantastic over pretty much all surfaces, but what it still allows is a keenness to the chassis. It doesn't allow for lots of body roll. It controls that absolutely brilliantly. But there's also, by the way, absolutely no rattles, clonks, anything coming from underneath the car that shouldn't be there. It feels absolutely as tight as a drum on the road. The brakes are very, very good. I'm not going to give them a thump, which I normally do on test drive. The reason being is that we did the pre-delivery inspection, and we just thought the pads, they would pass an MOT without an advisory, but they were low enough that we've changed them, so they're brand new, so they need bedding in for the first 100 miles or so. So I'm not going to go mad, but obviously they're perfect. There's no pulsing, there's no vibrations, absolutely spot on. And then you come inside, which is just a lovely place to be. First and foremost, brilliantly put together cars. I know it's only done low mileage, but it could have done 100,000 miles, and they generally don't squeak or rattle. They are beautifully bolted together. Enormous amounts of room, huge amounts of leg room, massive boot, so they sort of tick all the practicality sides. But there's also just a lovely place to sit. The next bit really is obviously, it's personal preference, because it is a Marmite interior. You either like it or you don't. What I've always loved about these Civics is the fact that Honda at least made the effort to try and give you something that was visually kind of very interesting, but was all to do with improving your time in the car as a driver. So you've got this wonderful dash layout. The more conventional part is the centre stack, which like lots of cars, but it's just very simple to use. You've got a radio with a hands-free Bluetooth built into it. Down below that, you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish. Pumps out ice cold air, by the way. We checked that in a nice warm workshop earlier on. All of the switchgear has that trademark Honda beautifully damped, high quality feel to everything you press, touch and feel. But the best part is this incredible dash design directly in front. It's Honda used to call it, it's kind of like a two-tier design, so you've got upper and lower deck. The upper deck because it's the one that's most easy to see on the move, is the information you're going to look at most regularly, and it's just brilliant in the way it works. So you've got an information display pod up on the side there. If I was to change radio, or let's say fan speed here, I get a little display down here, but a much bigger one there, which is easier to read as you're on the move. But the one you're meant to look at most commonly, of course, is your speed, and there it is, all by itself, white on black. It just is genius, because you can basically look ahead at the road, look at traffic, pedestrians, cyclists, horses, whatever happens to be, but at the corner of your eye you can clearly see the speed you're travelling at. It is brilliant. And then down below that you've got a more conventional pod of nicely displayed dials with big rev counter in the middle, flanked either side by the temperature and fuel gauges, and then finally this lovely leather bound steering wheel. It just feels like driving a new car. It's got that just tightness look about it when you're inside as well. Someone's going to be very, very lucky indeed to get this car. Cannot fault it, obviously, not in any way. It drives absolutely perfectly.